My truth is that I like mayonnaise on my toast because when you toast your bread in the pan with the mayonnaise on it, it crusts like the perfect amount and then it also tastes so fucking good. Whoops. Um, but it tastes so fucking good. Whatever, that's not what I came here to talk about. How to spot a kind of fake friend who is just mediocrely questionable. Like, they're not outright, like... How do I explain this? Because if I explain my situation, it's just gonna sound like they're an outright asshole. How to spot the Regina Georges in your life, I guess. I haven't watched Mean Girls. I shouldn't make that reference because I don't even know if that's fully accurate. Whatever. Oh my god. My boyfriend recently pointed out that, you know, this little guy, he's just there so perfectly. I didn't mean for that to happen. His eyes are just menacingly staring into my soul. I'm a little scared, actually. Anyway, I'm gonna give the tiniest, briefest overview on what happened to me and why I'm talking about this. Alright, so anyways, we're gonna call this person Red. I'm just gonna call them Red. That is all, that is it. The only thing that you have to know about this person is that they are an ex-friend of mine. There's this other person named Cyan. That is their actual name, by the way. That wasn't planned. I meant to give the other person like an actual name color, but then I realized that like my friend's name is literally a color, which is such a flex, by the way. I love their name. So I was friends with Red, so was Cyan. We were all in this little like friend group situation, and everything was fine and dandy until I started realizing, hey, I think Red is kind of a fake person. Just slightly, just an inch. Just maybe, I say an inch, but I really mean like 12 of these. That was such a stupid joke. Anyways, my point is that they were kind of fake. How did I know this? I had the strongest gut feeling of my life. I could not ignore it as much as I wanted to. It was an intuition thing, but it was also like a body thing. My body would literally react whenever they would answer me in a certain way. Like, I would get so fucking anxious. I would get so anxious to like tell them the truth about how I felt about something. I could talk with other people and I would be completely fine. I could be honest with other people and I don't feel anxious. However, when I came to Red, I would always be met with a pushback. I would always be met with some type of rejection, with some type of deflection, some type of defensiveness that just obviously triggered anxiety, because now it's like I can't be honest with how you made me feel. You know? That's not right. Like, they would take it as like a statement. They would take it as like a oh, you think I'm a horrible person, you think I intentionally try to hurt your feelings. Like, girl, no. So that was one of the situations. I had the deepest gut feeling that they were talking shit about me. If someone is talking shit about everyone to you, like if they're talking to you and they're talking shit about everyone, girl, they are talking about you to that everyone. They are talking about you really shittily. Like, however they are talking about another person, they are also talking about you in the same fashion. And you are not safe from that. I don't care if you guys were friends for like 15 years ever since elementary. Like, no, they are talking shit about you. I promise that. Some people unfortunately grow up in environments where aggression is seen as love in a way, but that is so unstable and that is so like anxiety inducing. Like, what are you doing? You can just tell me your opinion on what you think about me not having a job. Or if you want to get oddly specific, maybe you could just tell me how you thought I was too harsh on my ex for cheating on me. That's another thing. They did do that. They did say that. By the way, I want to make it clear, like, I don't want to say victims, but like, me and Cyan definitely experienced this person. Your friend should know when they're being kind of insensitive to you, whether by themselves or through a conversation. They were immediately so defensive. They were so cranky. They were so like if Red ever learned that they affected you in negative ways, oh my god, it's the end of the world for them. They do not know how to take accountability in the slightest. They do not. But anyways, that is my experience with Red. I didn't really need to give you that context, but I feel like I just need to say some shit. I needed to be so vocal about that. I'm like so tired with people like that. Anyways, I don't know why I'm doing the Italian sign. Maybe it's because I'm half Italian. I don't know.
All this talk about your mom and dad fighting, that's boring me.
By the way, please, whatever I'm saying in this video, like, please, If you feel like this relates to one of your friendships, I'm not saying drop them right now. I'm saying please have a conversation with them, because if they meet you with self-awareness and they meet you with like, not even like an apology, just self-awareness and understanding and compassion, I say you probably have a good friend, and maybe there was just a misunderstanding. Not everything has to be about jealousy or hate or stuff like that, you know? First sign I came across that I should have seen as like a red flag, honestly. They talk shit about everybody with you. Maybe you think that that's like a sign of trust. Like, oh, they trust me to like share their true opinions with me. No, girl, they're talking shit about you to that everybody. Like, they're talking so much shit about you to fucking Tiffany, which they said they hated, but for some reason now they're talking to them about you. There's no way around it. If they talk shit about everybody, they talk shit about you. That is so harmful, and that is like, if you need any sign to leave your current friendship, it's that one. That one's like a dead giveaway that they just hate everybody and they also hate you. The second thing, and I think this is also very clear, but it wasn't clear to me at the time, so I'm just gonna say it in case someone else is also in like the same denial that I was back then when I knew Red. If they meet you with so much defensiveness, like when you're just trying to explain how you feel when they say X, Y, and Z or whatever, a person who doesn't have alternative motives, who doesn't actually think of you in a bad light, would very easily meet you with self-awareness. When you're met with criticism about how you're speaking or how you're acting, your responsibility, at least a little bit, is to show the tiniest bit of compassion. Obviously, this is assuming that you don't have like some really harsh tension and like really bad history with this person. This is just assuming things are neutral or positive between you guys, all right? This is even assuming that maybe you guys had like the tiniest arguments in the past. Like at least you guys are both mature to work through those and not have any like ongoing resentment, you know? Because resentment can 100% change the behavior of somebody. I've noticed that within myself, and others definitely grew colder with me. They definitely grew less understanding with me. And it really sucked. It really did suck to go through that. But anyways, okay, on to the next point. Okay, and then the third point is something a bit like, you're gonna have to use your gut feelings on this one, because it is a little bit hard to catch. It is genuinely difficult to catch, and it is also difficult to talk about, because if you attempt to talk about these things with this person, they will most likely refuse anything that you are saying. They will most likely reject anything that you are assuming or interpreting from their words if they're phrasing things a little bit weird. Again, this is such a small and like tiny thing that's kind of hard to catch, but it's a thing. Let's say they are the person who is very normally very like content about people's news. Like when you see other people talk about their good news with them, they get very bubbly, they get very excited for the person, they start talking and like asking questions about future plans about this good thing that happened to them, right? However, let's say you tell them about something good that happened to you, and they just respond with a very dry text or with a, oh, that's good. Like, you're not gonna ask me questions like you do to the other 7 people in your life. It's a little bit strange. I'm not saying that that always has a bad intention to it. Maybe you guys have just known each other for so long, and so you guys are more casual with each other. It was just it was giving like they wanted to say something else, but instead they kind of just faked like genuine excitement, you know? Which is really harmful and really hurtful when you see that pattern. This is something random, but I think we have to release shame from jealousy and envy. If it's like normal jealousy and envy, and you're just a normal person and you're not actively doing anything that harms the other person, and you're kind of just having these emotions in your chest, I think shame should be released from that, and instead you should understand yourself and accept how you feel in the moment, and then shift your perspective and be like, hey, this jealousy is telling me that I want what they have. Why am I not thinking of, oh, they have that thing, that means that I can have it too? Seeing that they have what I want is proof that I can have it as well. That's a healthier mindset. But anyways, that was a tangent. A fourth sign that I kind of just realized right now, which like it could be kind of a give or take situation, like take this point if you think it resonates for you. If it doesn't, then that's okay. Like maybe you're just not around people who give compliments often. I would specifically phrase it like this. The fourth sign that your person, like that your friend is like being the tiniest bit questionable is if they used to give you a lot of compliments on like your intelligence or your looks or your hobbies or your talents or what you're actively doing in your everyday life, but now they're not anymore. I would say that that is kind of maybe a beige flag. That could mean anything really. That could mean that maybe you guys are drifting apart. That could be something so different. I don't think I can apply that to my situation, but I just thought about that right now. So maybe one of you guys have to hear that. I don't know. Class, what did we learn today? We learned that it doesn't matter how long you've known somebody, it doesn't make your connection any more worthwhile. Words don't f***ing matter. Their actions are heavier than their words. And then third, still gotta do the thing even if you're afraid. You do it while you're afraid, you do it while you're kicking and screaming and crying. Because at least you're doing it. I want to be very clear. Despite me talking about this in a very matter-of-fact way, this is my truth. I had a confirmation, like, through another person. At this point, I don't think I should be questioning anything else. But despite that, despite feeling like I have the truth, I still struggle with denial. How can someone talk shit about you and still have pure intentions for you? That doesn't exist. Those cannot coincide. That cannot exist. There are always two truths that can exist, you know? Like, two truths can exist at once. But not that one. Not those two. Those two cannot. There's no way. That is this video. I hope it was enjoyable, because personally I just had to get this shit off my chest because I just really needed to say something. If Red is watching this video, I don't know how to feel about that. That is kind of weird, I will be honest with you, especially since we haven't talked for like, what, 8 months? 9 months? That's a whole pregnancy. You should have done something by now. Anyways, thank you for watching. My name is Feeny, and I will see you next time when the stars align. Goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. You wanna f***ing know something? Ignore my hair. This is Editor Feeny, and yes, I have ice cream. You ever reflect on something a little too hard, and you're like, oh, yeah, that is kind of fucked actually. Like, you know how I was talking about denial? I have these moments of like kind of denial and then extreme clarity. Like right now, this is extreme clarity. Okay, if someone hurts your feelings on accident, assumingly, and you're like, hey, that hurt my feelings that you said it like that, and then they say, burp, and then they say, they don't burp, and then they say, it wasn't my intention to hurt your feelings, so therefore I won't apologize because you took it wrong. First of all, that is such an emotionally damaged person. Second of all, that's not how things work. Do you think that's gonna hold my ass up in court? Do you think that's going to hold my ass up in court? The answer is no, all right? The answer is no. If I run a family over with my car, a whole family of 5 with like a 3-month-old and a dog, do you think that's gonna hold my ass up in court? Oh, it wasn't my intention, sorry. Like, my car malfunctioned, it wasn't my intention to kill them. Do you think my ass is getting out of jail? No. Do you think my ass is safe from any legal repercussions? No. So why would they be safe from consequences? Let me just tell you, Red is absolutely f***ing cooked. Seared, stir-fried, deep-fried, oven-baked. Bro is absolutely fucking marinated and clocked because... No. Stay safe, stay horny, and also do art. Mm-hmm.